Hulett sluit nou by my aan en ons gesels oor biotegnologie en mediese vooruitgang. Hallo Kim. Kim, let's talk about biotech. What is it all about?
Well, biotech is simply technology based on biology, and this is enabling us to understand our human bodies much better and understand the diseases that cause it, and enabling us to live healthier, much longer lives.
So let's talk about your company. You focus specifically on reproductive genetic testing.
Correct.
What's that about?
So we focus on reproductive genetic testing. So if you come from an ethnic population group or a family with a certain history of genetic conditions, you can undergo carrier screening to establish whether you can pass on any of these genetic conditions to your children. And this then allows you to consider other reproductive options in which to have a healthy baby, such as IVF.
Yeah. So we're hearing a lot about this term called designer babies.
Yes.
Is it something we should be scared about or not?
No, well, what actually happens is when we do embryo testing, we can actually select genetically healthy embryos because we can see if they've got any genetic conditions, and then you can choose those embryos to implant, and it reduces the risk of miscarriage and having babies born with certain genetic conditions. So we can already determine the sex of a baby from a 5-day-old embryo, okay? And very soon we'll be able to select the various traits of our offspring, like brains versus beauty versus athletic ability. So it's not yet legal, it's very controversial, but the science is not far off.
So this focuses on babies. Are there any biotech developments that focus specifically on adults?
Yes, obviously you can go and have your genome sequenced. There are companies like 23andMe that offer direct-to-consumer testing. You can send your spit in a vial to their lab, and for $199 you can get a report of your basic medical data, plus some ancestry and some interesting traits, like whether you can smell asparagus in your pee.
Sure. Let's talk about genetic editing. So that's a changing of my own genetics.
Correct.
How does that work?
So CRISPR-Cas9 has taken the world by storm, and it acts like a pair of scissors, and it can actually go in and cut out the disease and fix it. So we have gene editing of diseases now, but this can have unintended consequences, like inadvertently making other changes. And people are scared because you can create future Frankenstein monsters. Yeah. And the subject's hotly being debated by scientists and ethicists worldwide.
People say that cancer is the biggest enemy or the biggest disease that this technology should be able to fix and cure. Do you agree with that?
Yes, absolutely. There's a lot of work happening in this field. And by understanding the genetic makeup of cancer, because it's very different to your own, you can actually sequence that cancer and then see which drugs can actually be used to treat that disease. And you can actually even use immunotherapy drugs where you actually engineer your body's own cells to recognize and attack cancer.
Sure. So we know that the world is becoming older and older and older. What's the reason for that, and how would this technology allow us to cope with that?
Well, today, age-related diseases are now responsible for 2/3 of all deaths worldwide. And all these medical science technologies are allowing us, obviously, to live a lot longer. But the key is about living a healthier life. And despite all these medical technologies, the best thing you can currently do today to live longer is eat less and sleep and exercise more. You know,
when the big entrepreneurs like Elon Musk start getting involved in this technology, you know that it's going to be a hot future topic. Why would they get involved in this?
I mean, this is such an exciting space. And if I give you some insight into Ray Kurzweil, who started Singularity University, he is one of the world's leading futurist innovators and thinkers, and he's got a track record of 30 years of accurate predictions. And one of his predictions are that in the year 2030, our neocortex in our brain will be directly linked up to the internet, enabling us to access information as we need it. And Elon Musk is already working on technology like this through his company Neuralink.
Yeah. So this industry always feels quite far removed. That it's only things happening in the States within this industry. That's not really the case. How big is South African companies like yourselves operating within this space?
Yes, we are doing quite a lot of work here, and I mean the most exciting stuff we are doing here is in the reproductive genetic space. There's also some very exciting advancements with my colleague Dr. Musa Mashlanga. He's in Cape Town and he's working on a lot of oncology genetics in sequencing tumors.
Yeah, Kim, thank you very much. It's a fascinating space that you guys are playing in, and I look forward to having you back on the show because there's so much to talk about. Thank you so much.
Thank you.